Good afternoon, Perth. Some of you may not know me. Some of you may recognise me from various social medias. My name's Billy. I'm the March for Australia representative here in Perth. I'd like to preface my following remarks with a bit of a disclaimer. I'm not typically one for public speaking. However, it's become clear to me that comfort is the enemy of progress. We as Australians are facing a crossroads. We must reject the easy way out and take the path less travelled.
Fuck that!
Would you rather tell your children or your grandchildren that you were content with wasting away in comfort while their future was sold out from underneath us? Or would you rather tell them that you weathered the storm and you fought for them? I've made my choice. Now I call on Australia to make theirs. For years, Australia has been subject to a veritable flood of overseas migration, which, as has become ever so apparent, has offered no significant benefit to those down here in the thick of it. We've been exposed to a rising tide of violent crime, housing shortages, struggling communities, congested infrastructure, overcrowded schools and a failing healthcare system, plagued by wait times that make a licensing centre look like a speedway. These are all just examples of what we can see around us as everyday Australians. What we can't see is much worse. Our emerging youth locked out of jobs, fated to remain under the thumb of landlords and banks. The foundational bloodlines of Australia replaced with new Australians who do not share the morals or principles our nation was built on. How much multiculturalism is enough when the Australian identity is erased from existence, when governments can impose Orwellian laws to stomp out our free speech or democratic rights in the name of social cohesion and combating hate speech? When the burdens of the entire world are shifted to our shoulders, when does it end? Only when we say enough. Leftist-dominated institutions and government bodies will attempt to sway our positions about these issues and force the blame back onto us, framing it as an issue of laziness or lack of responsibility. This rhetoric is not only disingenuous but is downright disrespectful. How can we as Australians be expected to begin down the path of self-improvement or career advancement when we are consistently failing to keep our heads above the water and food on the table? We all know the truth, but when we finally decide to address it, we're pigeonholed with labels like racist or xenophobe. They tell us our Anzacs would be turning in their graves to see us here today. They shamelessly attempt to twist and subvert our ancestors' values to fit their treasonous agenda, but they fail. We know what our ancestors fought and bled for. We know that they did not ship off to foreign lands in defence of an Australia that would become a dumping ground for the third world. We know they didn't die to protect a patch of dirt so the entire world may be welcome to its shores to pillage, pervert and destroy it. They fought and bled for their brothers, for their wives, for their children, for their grandchildren. They fought for us, because they are us and we are them. They knew, like we know now, that Australia is not its borders or an abstract set of values lacking definition. Australia is its people. Australia is blood and soul. Australia is us. And it falls to us to stand as our forefathers did in defence of the greatest nation on earth, before it falls to foreign powers, globalist financialist interests and the corruption of political elites. A nation which is unable or unwilling to fight for its survival is destined to fade away into the pages of history. This world is not for cowardly people. I, for one, will not be living quietly while our political class treats my people's identity like a commodity to be traded or an accessory to be worn, while the only country I've ever loved is quietly ground down into no more than an economic zone for the rest of the world to exploit. I will stand proudly as an Australian and defend my nation against any storm. Can the new paper citizens say the same? We must end mass migration now. Australian must remain Australian. Oi, oi, oi!